We are live. Jerome Powell pumps the market. Everyone gets caught short. Wow. Surprising. What should you do next? Of course, I'm going to straighten all that out. We're going to cover how it happened, why it happened, and what should you do next. This is the Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. We were on this morning. We have a new morning show on the Shorts feed. Hit the notification bell. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. I am pleased to announce that I refuse to join in on the trending, I'm not touching crypto until it gets above this level. Shut up. Shut up. Our Patreon people, I'm going to share the document. Our Patreon people had, nope, wrong one. Some free altcoin picks right there. We said to people, yo, right here, BTC long-term DCA points forecasted August 21st, low 11,800. That was the low this morning. We did not get the dip we wanted in Solana or ETH, but that's okay because our XRP target of 270 to 285 got hit early. Now, no forecast is perfect because I'm not advertising a perfect forecast, but we knew, I knew, our customers knew 111,800. Boom. I was on the air when it was happening. Now, how did this happen today is undoubtedly what's on your mind. What is going on? Two problems. One, Jerome Powell finally figured out that we don't know what the data is. We don't know what the inflation number is, but the optics on the employment situation are horrible. Silicon Valley companies, there's no limited demand for AI. Oracle, our products, they can't stop buying our products. Yeah, we're laying off people. Nobody can get a job in California. Somebody finally called the Fed and goes, hey, guys, we got a problem here. They were already in hot water with the Oval Office. And the simple fact of the matter is Powell cut rates a whole bunch under Brandon and refused to do so under the current administration. If you ask me, they're all deep state tools. However, Powell was forced to admit what's going on. You want to know why? See, they're not telling you why. It's because they finally figured out, they got their heads together and they said, what is going to be non-farm payrolls in September? Like that September number that comes out around Labor Day-ish. Yeah. What's that number going to be? And they figured out what the number is. And they're like, we got to get dovish right now. They didn't get dovish right now because they were like, oh, gee, here I am at Jackson Hole and the president's mad at me. I better get dovish. No. They got dovish because these unemployment numbers and these employment numbers and the initial claims numbers and how long people are staying on unemployment, they're going to be shocking. So they're like, you know what? We better turn this ship around. And I respect that. It's hard as an analyst or an economist to have one view and then say, all right, we're going to turn it around. Okay. So guess what? They turned it around. And as we discussed, you know, Fed governors just don't go, well, I'm cutting rates now. They start to change the language. And the language is frequently more important than the actual moves. Well, guess what? He changed the language at the exact same moment where everyone in crypto, all these naughty over-the-counter dealers were pushing the market down. They were all short altcoins. I have been saying this for 3 days. They were pressing it and pressing it and pressing it and pressing it. And guess what? They got caught. Powell was more dovish than anybody would have thought. And they all got caught short altcoins. They were pushing altcoins down to try to get the big coins at lower level. They got Bitcoin at their level, or they got Bitcoin at our level for about 10 minutes. I was literally streaming, watching it happen, dip below 112,000, sit there for about 10 minutes and come straight back up. They had about 15 minutes to cover, and of course they didn't, because you can't cover those kind of positions quickly. So Powell goes full dovish. The payroll number is going to be horrible. They're probably going to be able to cut immediately, I would think. They may have to cut on the number. This is another guess. And of course, risk assets love it because crypto is the only one that matters. They all bought NVIDIA and related sludge today. But you are going to want to stay tuned to the end of this video to see the charts of the crypto companies. We still think crypto is better. We have this huge, long list of altcoins. Some of them we wanted to buy this weekend, right? So it was like a couple buys right out of the gate. We got a whole list of them you want to buy from now until the unenjoyment number. Come be a customer. Come join Patreon. You know, even the Patreon, even the Spartans in the middle tier, they had it. They had Bitcoin and XRP. So the links are down below. And of course, we'll get everyone sorted out today because there is a cornucopia of oversold, unappreciated cryptos as everybody, as New York, is driving to the beach going, gee, I think crypto is too cheap. Wow, I'm not going to be in the office next week. Going to have to figure out how to trade on my phone. Yeah, you are, bro. I mean, literally, no one's working next week. No one. I thought we were done today. I said to the Eagle King this morning, I was like, well, we got our levels in, but, you know, nothing's going to happen today. It's the end of August. We're not doing anything today. Eagle King calls me up at 5 o'clock. He's like, big boy, we got to go now. So if we didn't think we had to work, can you imagine these guys in New York? I'm like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's a correction. Guys, this morning, I mean, seriously, I love all you guys. Guys were upset this morning. Guys were talking about 108. Guys were talking about 80. I've heard guys talking about 195. Everybody was fucking upset this morning. Everybody was all upset. I don't understand that. Because they were pressing it. That's what their job is. Their job is to make it look terrible. So you want out. And then Powell comes out, and even they got caught. Everybody got caught on this one. Bulls got hosed because they got pressured out yesterday and today. The Bears got hosed, or the guys who were trying to short it got destroyed. Ethereum up 15% in one day. They got caught short all these altcoin perpetuals trying to push the market lower, and it doesn't work. Then everyone's going to get to the beach, and they're going to like throw out their towels. They're going to sit, and they're going to look up at the sky and go, crypto's too cheap. Crypto's too cheap. Web3. I mean, they got all kinds of problems in Web2. One Silicon Valley player is renting NVIDIA GPUs to the other. I thought demand for NVIDIA was insatiable. I thought that there wasn't enough. Somebody bought too many and is renting it out to one of their competitors. Like, wow, we got to get rid of this stuff. Who are we going to send it to? Well, our competitors want it. I'm like, all right, we'll send it to them. This is what people are going to buy? No. They're going to buy crypto. I mean, they just got done, right? It's like, oh, at 4,800, I loved it. And I poured $1 billion a day into Ethereum ETF. And then they done nothing but sell for 3 days. BlackRock had to sell. Fidelity had to sell. Cathie Wood dumped Bitcoin. Stupid. Everybody got negative, except everybody got negative. And of course, when everyone gets negative, this is what happens, particularly in bull markets. This is what bull markets do. They get everybody out and then boom, see you. See you. Now everyone has another problem. Everyone's like, well, okay, now it's up a lot and Powell's going whatever. And now what do I do? Okay, well, the short answer is you buy everything that's not at the LuxAlgo premium zone. That's the short answer. Crypto equities, Coinbase. Oh my God. In some ways, the equities trade is out of no-brainer. And if you really want to know why crypto is smoking this morning, it's actually helicopter money. Okay. Stocks all-time high, home prices all-time high, Bitcoin all-time high, gold all-time high, money supply all-time high, national debt all-time high, inflation 4%, Fed cutting interest rates next month. Here is Jerome Powell behind the seat of the helicopter, dropping the helicopter money. It's probably one of the funniest legacy dork memes out there. Right? Under those circumstances, housing, stonks, everything. What isn't up at the all-time high? Bitcoin's at the all-time high. Where's Celestia? Where's Near? Where's all the coins that AI agents are going to transact on? All the layer ones. Where's all that? You can't even tell it's moved. Oh, it's the Powell monster rally. Really? Try looking at an altcoin. Any altcoin. Try a big one. We got a whole list here. It doesn't look like anything happened today. Okay, it's up 10%. All right, look at the chart. Wow. It's still like 80% off of its high. We're not even, a lot of these coins aren't even back to where they were at the beginning of May. What are they going to buy? They'll be sitting on the beach going, well, okay. Well, Powell made himself clear. Don't fight the Fed. Now what? Now what? I got news for you. Now what? This thing just explodes, I think. You got multiple eclipses coming up in September, and eclipses can magnify volatility massively. They can also magnify trends massively. Like this may start today, and the bus is going to leave without them over the weekend. I mean, they did a lot today, but this is going to help financial markets in Asia, which is another reason why Powell logically had to go dove-tard today. Because if he didn't, the Asian financial markets were going to come unglued. I'll spare you the story. They were going to come unglued if he wasn't dovish today. So everyone's like, oh my God, we're going to have a disaster on Sunday night. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. So if they're expecting a disaster and they don't get a disaster and they're on the beach and they're not at the office, what's the market going to do? Probably go straight up. Because again, they just got done. They still may be short altcoins. They were pressuring all these coins to try to get Bitcoin lower, and that didn't work. And when a market moves like this, they may not have been able to cover. I mean, it's clearly why Ethereum went up 15%. Either they got long or they were shorting it to try to get it back lower. Wrong. See, this is what happens in bull markets, right? When the people who are bullish, when the people who have to fill the big orders, they get bearish and short, and they make you want to sell and get bearish and short. It goes straight up for days, weeks, the rest of the month. Again, most of these altcoins, we have a plan out for like 4 or 5 days, because the next thing people are going to be talking about is why did they do this? And they're going to be referencing Asian financial markets and the upcoming unemployment number. Because if they don't get dovish now and that number is terrible, they'll close the Fed. They'll shut it down. Absolutely shut it down. Matter of fact, all these dorky Bloomberg articles, all these guys who are still living in the 90s that, you know, what's at stake in the fight over the Fed's independence? Like Powell is fighting for the Fed as an independent organization. Shut up. Fed is not independent. They cut rates 200 basis points to give Brandon a Merry Christmas a year before the election. I mean, I don't know. It's like, you know, the Fed is the deep state and the orange man is owned by the deep state. They're both creatures that crawled out of the same log. I think Powell and the Fed are worse, because Powell and the Fed are purposefully doing Wall Street welfare. Now, of course, the orange man is doing Silicon Valley welfare, but again, the Fed has been doing it at your expense, right? They pump NVIDIA, they pump the banks, they pump Wall Street, and you're left with a 25% credit card bill and having to share a car with your girlfriend because you can't afford to buy a second one. That's Powell, by the way. Now, of course, what's the way out of that? It's got to be crypto. Like this is the realization, like the entire world is now coming to this one realization at the same time. What's the best investable asset class? Crypto. What's the only asset class that's got any upside returns over the next 3, 6, 12, and 36 months? What are young kids going to do? What are they going to want to invest in? They're going to want to invest in the, fake NVIDIA accounting, or are they going to go, I think I want something different. I went to college and I can't get a job. I'm living in my parents' basement. And you know what? One guy said this, you should be grateful. Those people should be grateful that your parents love you and you have a home to go home to. I don't know that I would have thought about it that way. But you know what? I'm sure your parents will give you $100 to stick in some sort of coin so you can get going. I would. You know, if my kid was down on their luck, I would give my kid money and say, all right, I'll show you crypto, or why don't you go learn crypto? Go try. Go do something. You don't think people are going to figure out? You don't think people are going to figure this out? This is the United States of America, where necessity is the mother of invention. You don't think people are going to figure out how to get themselves out of there? You know what? They're going to get themselves out of the mud, and they're going to do it with crypto. It's going to be Gen X that wants out of their day job, Gen X that's got to retire. Millennials are going to figure it out because their stocks are going to underperform, or they got to get out of their stocks. Either way, where are they putting their money? Dollars. And kids are going to figure it out very quickly. Very quickly. And they were selling memes, like they were selling Bonk. Like one guy was calling us up and like, oh my God, what's going on in Bonk? I'm like, well, there's 10, 15% downside to go to support. Toby was like, I don't think it's going to go down there. I mean, people, don't call it a comeback. She's been here for years. Right? Very clear thumbnail. I'm buying 2 days ago. I mean, we hoovered up. She's like, this one. We're on banter bubbles with the small caps. This one. You took heat for like 1 day. And then it just smoked to the upside. There's a $sign button at the bottom of the chat. And there's a link down below. And yes, I am shilling it because it's good for you. It's good for you. Right? And then she told you where the real problem is going to be and why Bitcoin's going to go to the level where she said it's going to go. Everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin's going to ... Well, she says Bitcoin's going to here's my ... and here's why. In like 10 minutes. You didn't have to read a giant book. You didn't have to read a giant book. She was like, oh, this is how it's going to be. So we had it in Patreon for all the tiers, and we had the YouTube members where you can watch the entertaining podcasts. And by the way, some of these market updates, because we're working on some advanced topics. Some of these market updates, they'll start here, and then they're going to move to the member area. So setting that expectation right now, because, you know, this is about to get real on the upside. By the way, as a trivial aside, the head of the 3-letter agency that collects taxes, the head of the crypto unit just quit. Guess the orange man doesn't want them looking into his crypto holdings. Otherwise, how do you explain that, right? The orange man is organizing the world for the orange man. It's like a reading from the book of the orange man. That's what the whole world is about. It seems to be right now. And he's going to want Ethereum higher. He's going to want crypto higher. I mean, why do you think he wants rates down? You think he cares about what you pay for a car loan? Not really. He wants his bags higher. Yeah, that's a little salty. But I didn't get my strategic Bitcoin reserve, or at least I didn't get it at 117. You might get it at 347. Probably will. Right. These guys are all dummies. It doesn't matter whether you like them or you don't like them. There is only one way out of whatever problem you got. One. And that's crypto. The entire planet, I know I said this already, the entire planet is about to come to this realization. That's why it's up 15%. Like, oops, we got short. Oops, we're not long. And oops, this is the only thing on the planet to buy. And everyone's going to tell me it can't go up. And there's all these altcoins are not going to go up now. Okay. Okay, bro. They haven't gone up for 12 months. Okay. Everyone's going to tell me the sad story. We're not doing the sad story. Toby's not doing the sad story, and neither am I. This is the only investable asset class on the planet, period. And all the legacy guys can go cry in their beer and they can all go get upset. I don't care. I don't care. People are like, oh, I can't buy it now. It's up. Shut up. Don't even start that. The same people who are like, oh my God, I can't buy it. I can't buy it because it's down. And now it's I can't buy it because it's up. Don't start that. Don't. Right? It's like, oh, my head is screwed up, so I'll fix it by making my head screwed up. No. No, 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 no. Grandpa Keeter, what's up? Daniel J with the super chat from the Jersey Shore. You could just go around and be like, hey, Wall Street guys, hey, it's tuned into the market update. It's going up and you're not long. Just stand up and say that. I swear to, I mean, you won't, but just stand up and say that and watch how many heads whip around. Watch. Insane. Crazy people. Charts. Let's go. Okay. So this is the 4-hour chart of ETH. I guess this is self-explanatory, right? Don't get in front of this. I don't think people will ever short it again after watching this smoke and move. But it is at its premium zone. You know, this is the 4-hour chart. And I think you have to start asking yourself, like, this is the daily chart. It's also at the premium zone. Now, of course, ETH can go to 5,000. And really, at the end of the day, no one cares about the premium zone. But is it not time to start looking at the other altcoins in the ETH universe? Band Protocol, DeFi Oracles up 15% today, outperforming everything, absolutely everything. ETH DeFi is going to happen. And of course, no one has discussed layer 2s, of course, except us in the recent YouTube member podcast. They're like, oh, what's an ETH layer 2? Isn't that Matic or what's an ETH layer 2 again? Yeah. Okay. We've been covering it for a year and we also covered it 2 days ago. So we would like to invite you to come over and check all that out. Now, if you look at some of these crypto stocks, like here's P-Brain Howard Lutnick's Cantor Fitzgerald coin, where, you know, as soon as he figured out how the sausage was actually getting made, he came out and bought a bunch of Bitcoin. This is like a government bond brokerage company, not very exciting. But of course, the stock moons indiscriminately on a Bitcoin purchase. Hard to believe that's not somehow manipulated, but whatever. And of course, you have this giant consolidation. And of course, it breaks out of the bottom right near the apex. It makes it look terrible because they all know what the charts look like. And they all did that fun broker dealer, over-the-counter dealer desk game called let's break the charts. Let's get everybody on Twitter all wound up, and then we'll do a reclaim, right? We'll get everybody out, we'll run the stops, and then whoop. Do you got any idea what happens? This is just, I mean, this is like the lowest of the low, but you got any idea what happens across the board if you have stuff like, oh, it's down, but now it's back, and then it breaks out, and then it's just boom. Especially since it's happening near the apex of a triangle. I mean, you could have some crypto equities, especially if stonks are fine. I mean, you know, my general opinion was stonks, bleh. Okay, well, if they're gonna go, we love it in Bayonne in stocks and blow out the shorts. Look at Coinbase. Look at this. So the quant systems think it's a downtrend because it is a gap. Wrong. Right? Notice that the price action was so bad it fooled the machines. Meantime, you got this massive accumulation cone. I mean, if it got to the accumulation cone top, it would be like 500. The premium zone's at 461. The stock is currently at 319, up 6% today. You got any idea what happens? You come in on Monday and everybody's like, oh my God, I got to buy something. I mean, these stocks, these crypto stocks went out today. Like these guys in Legacy just don't understand. I literally looked at this. I'm like, oh, these guys don't understand what's going to happen here. They don't understand. They don't understand crypto is the only investable asset class. Like, oh yeah, it was cute. Crypto pumped and then it dumped and that's it. No. I mean, God almighty, Coinbase just came off its equilibrium zone. Wow, we're going to sell the Goldman Sachs of crypto on the equilibrium zone and go to the shore, huh? Wrong. You know, and then, you know, you could turn around. I know BT and some of these places did business with Google and, you know, the stock mooned, but, you know, sometimes I wonder what that has to do with Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, they're making money. That's good. Stock goes up. I get it. Maybe it was Wolf. Anyway, HUT mining, HUT 8. Yeah. Currently at 23, premium zone, $10 higher. Premium zone in HUT 8 mining is $40, 40% from where the stock is trading right now. Galaxy. Wait a minute. Galaxy, I remember that. That's the big hedge fund in crypto, right? Oh, I bet that's overbought. Wrong. I mean, Galaxy made everything look horrible by breaking out of the bottom of this formation twice, right? Galaxy is currently at 25.75. The premium zone is at 35. And I don't know how you stop this, especially given that it just did a basic retest of support. A basic retest. Right? And this, while I'm at it, is probably... See, it was a little cringy that Mike was doing the U.S. Open, but I knew that he wouldn't be doing the U.S. Open unless he knew it was going up. Because you don't want to be at the U.S. Open sponsoring people when crypto's going to zero. I knew it. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, you know, the U.S. Open is very prestigious in New York, right? Very prestigious. Galaxy Digital could go to 40. It currently closed at 25.77. How high do you think crypto is going to have to go up to propel some of these things higher? You got to start like working in the reverse. Grandpa Keeter with the super chat. Thank God it's Friday, everyone. We're checking virtuals for T-Bone and Big Rich. Dude, these base coins... And I didn't think of this, right? I mean, I did think of it, but you got any idea what happens in some of these coins if Coinbase lists every single thing on Base all at once? Most likely right before the Gemini IPO. Oh my God. Forget about it. I mean, virtuals at one point had a market cap of 5 billion. You know, again, the quant models, like the humans, have been fooled into thinking that there's resistance here. And I'm sure there is resistance. And you know what resistance has been good for the last couple of months? Cannon fodder. It's like, oh, look, another monkey who thinks there's resistance. Oh, watch this. Whoosh. Anything that gets you off buying this thing. I mean, yeah, I know you can't bet the rent money. You have to be disciplined. You can't buy the high and expect just to ride it unless you have really deep pockets, blah, 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 blah. Every time we see this, oh, it's the 200-day moving average. Oh, there's resistance. Oh, this is the prior high before the blah. No. The dip just happened, right? So everyone's like, okay, I want a dip. You're not getting one. Or maybe you get one and it's in ETH, or you get one and it's in some of these altcoins as they consolidate And all these legacy guys are going to figure out that they have to do something. They have to do it before the payroll number. Now, maybe that doesn't mean they have to do it now, but they're not going to have fun on their vacation. They think they are. This market's going to make them nervous, and it could be those crypto equities because remember, you think there's no liquidity in crypto. There is definitely no liquidity in equities in the second half of August. None. Zero. So some big player wants to come in and start pushing these stocks around. They're going to do it. I mean, if you look at virtuals, you look at TAO. I mean, if you look at TAO, was there a big rally today? Can you tell? Not really. I mean, yeah, okay. If you look closely, this candle engulfed the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days, basically. But it doesn't look any different than any of these other days. Any of these other up days, it doesn't look any different. Yet LuxAlgo is drawing it as a giant triangle. Yes, you had the false breakdown. Blah, 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 blah. They all look the same. Everything looks the same in a good way, right? So Solana, we are once again back to the monthly battle at 180. It's like maybe I shouldn't even talk about this because every time I talk about it, I jinx it. I'm waiting for somebody to comment in and be like, shut up. Solana hasn't been able to sustain anything above 180 since January of 2024. If Solana actually definitively takes out 180 on a monthly closing basis, these people who are fading Solana are going to get their face ripped off the same way everybody that hated Ethereum at 2000. I mean, the people who hated Ethereum at 1,500 are the same people who are paying 4,800 today looking for 7,000. This could happen in Solana. It could also happen in XRP, and no one believes me, and that's good. Good. The market's down. Good. Everyone's bearish. Good. Everyone's short. Good. Good. I mean, XRP, it goes up here to 315. You get the 13 top. Everyone gets all negative. Everyone's selling it. Look at them selling it yesterday. Look at them. I mean, they weren't just selling it yesterday. They were selling it this morning. And me and Eagle King are like, we're doing our thumbnail title thing. And everyone's like, I'm not touching crypto unless it's at this level. Crypto is blowing up. Crypto is breaking. I can't touch this. I'm like, I'm not doing this. We'll underperform today. My title this morning was, I'm not selling. They were hitting it. 1, 2, they hit it again. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. And I'm telling you, I said this morning. This thing was down all day New York time. New York time, down, 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 down. We would get off this stream in the evening and crypto would go straight up. Why? Because everybody in New York was trying to push it down. And as soon as they would go home, everything would levitate back up again. It was obvious. It was obvious they spent the entire New York session trying to short this thing. And then they come in, they're going to do the same thing, the same playbook. Powell's going to be neutral or mealy-mouthed or whatever, and they're just going to keep pushing it. Oh, they got so caught. I mean, I booted the screen up. I'm like, oh, my God. They got smoked. So not only, listen to this. This could add to the emotion of the situation. So this morning, everyone was bearish. Now everyone's confused and doesn't know what to do. Wall Street, over-the-counter dealers were trying to prevent losses from having to sell crypto to people and not be able to get it back. So what they were doing to prevent losses, to prevent them having to chase the market, right? Like I give you Bitcoin at 124, but I can't reload my inventory, so I have to pay 130, and selling it 124 and buying it 130 is not what it's all about. So what do? They spend a lot of money to short this thing to try to make their P&L good, make their P&L great again. And guess what? They got blown out of their shorts. They made money for like 4 days. They got blown out of their shorts. They probably lost money, and Michael Saylor's calling them on Monday. If Michael Saylor's not already calling them. So they thought they had a problem. They thought they had a solution to the problem. Now they have a bigger problem. In that Galaxy, Kraken, Michael Saylor, BlackRock is back. Normies are going to be like, just kidding on the ETH and Bitcoin ETF sales. Sorry. I want back in now. I love it. I hated it at 111, but at 118, it's much more attractive. Oh, I got to buy it. Now, everyone's got to buy it. Everyone's at the beach. The people who were bullish got bearish. The people who were bullish got short. The people who knew there were buy orders got short. How high can this market go again? We just told you all about it. So it's everywhere. I mean, but what, you missed something? You missed nothing. You missed absolutely nothing. What'd you miss in XRP? Let's put the chart up. Everyone's like, what about XRP? I'm like, bro, you got to hoover up XRP. I said this morning. People think I'm an XRP influencer. Dude, I'm not an XRP influencer. I'm like, dude, this is a disruptive form of money attached to a company. They were saying the Yeezy meme coin yesterday. Oh, we're a new monetary system. Okay, well, I hope you are. God bless. But you know what? This is attached to a company. And still, nobody really bought it today. Right? Shirley, a new VIP all-access members. Right? Wolf Riot Star upgrading with that catchy little orange Bitcoin emoji. So me and the Eagle King can see you. Thank you for joining. And of course, thank you to the Spartans, the Ninjas, and all of our members. We had about 8 people on the YouTube member live stream live. I know people watch it later because it was at work, but still, right? You know, you can tell, you can feel it, right? When like the smart money is listening and no one else is, you can literally feel it. You can feel it by who's on the streams, who's listening. Seriously, we got a lot of smart guys. I mean, my Patreon is good. I'm in my Patreon, but there are a lot of good guys in the Patreon. Frankly, these guys are like little hedge funds. They know just as much as I do or more, to be honest. Right? You got a lot of smart people. Everyone's always like, well, it's about the community. It's about the community. Everything's about the community, but oh my God, I'm bearish. I can't touch this. I can't touch it. Some guy with like 1 million followers. I'm not touching crypto until it does blah, blah, blah. Okay, bro. Well, it just did blah, 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 blah. You getting long now? Yeah, probably not. You're probably going to the bar to try to get your head straightened out because you just got your face ripped off. I never got bearish this thing. I acknowledged the downside risks. I talked about that 3 days ago, and then they shut up about it. Tooth, a new member. What's going on? Dros Dahos. Welcome. Welcome to the show. And, of course, joining Ben and Wolf Riot Star and Daniel J and Crypto Plumber and DJ and Joe and Richard Barry and all of the legends and T-Bone, right? And Megan and all the legends of the Market Update community. We have Guess Who Chicken Boo, who has made Toby want to get a cool new YouTube nickname. And I suggest you join Guess Who Chicken Boo and become a new member because this thing is about to go ballistic. I didn't even get through all charts. Oh my God. Look at Michael Saylor. Look at this. Boy, I swear to God, this is how you knew it was the bottom. I was like, oh my God. Michael Saylor sold more stock to pay the dividends on his special preferred shares that he issued to buy more Bitcoin. Guys, what did you think Mike was going to do? Hey, we got to pay interest this week. Shave off a little Bitcoin. I think it's going to $1 million a unit. Shave some off. Shave a little off. Like a Parmesan cheese wedge. Yeah, just shave a little of that off and sprinkle that on the preferred stockholders. Oh my God, no. He was going to sell the common stock, MSTR, to come up with the interest for the preferred stockholders. Okay. Everyone's like, oh, this is destroying shareholder value. MicroStrategy insiders dumping the stock at every turn. Folks, there is no way any private sector entity, I don't even think a sovereign could do it. There is no way to buy the amount of Bitcoin that he has without tripling the price. BlackRock's got 3% of the supply. They started when Bitcoin was at like 20K or 16K. Like they were buying in advance of the ETF, thinking, yeah, over the long term, we'll have $50 billion under management. Like, if you look out into the far off future, if you look into the far off future, like the long term, we'll have $50 billion under management for the Bitcoin ETF. How much does BlackRock have in AUM in the IBIT Bitcoin ETF as of 8/22/2025? I don't know if it's going to give me the answer. 50 billion was supposed to be the max long-term upside assets under management. Long-term. It's now 88 billion. So it took them 3 years and the price to 10x, basically, for them to get 3% of the supply. And they now have, like, I don't know, 1.5 times the amount of assets under management that they thought they did. And then everyone is going to tell me that Michael Saylor is a crook. He's an idiot. I saw this one guy. Oh, my lawyers don't want me to make this video. This is out of control. This guy's hosing the shareholders. Really? Really? He's cornered the market almost. He's a small computer company that's outflanked BlackRock. He's outflanked everybody because BlackRock doesn't own the Bitcoin. They own the Bitcoin on behalf of other people. Mike owns the Bitcoin. Everyone's short, everyone out. The computers are bearish. Everyone's puking it, but they puked it right into support. They puked it right into this huge support point. 3 VIP members joining on the stream. Thank you very much. Thank you. Because you know what? Seriously. The woman just has it going on. She has it going on. She knows where it's going. I bring my little book reports, right? Sometimes she gives me the coins. Sometimes I bring the coins. And she just sits there and goes, she's like, it's like a good-looking Santa. It's like a good-looking version of Santa. She like makes the list and checks it twice. Yup, nope, wait, go. Yup, it's going here. All right, small cap. Yup. This one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we just won. This channel just won, along with 3 other people, Micro YouTube Channel of the Year. And there's 2 people. I need 2 belts. One for her. And one for the greatest producer in the history of YouTube, the Eagle King behind the scenes. We got it going on here, people. And of course, I appreciate your viewership. But when people figure out what's going on behind the paywall here, when that gets out, this market is going up. I mean, and of course, I have brought this up before. Do you realize that in the fourth quarter in September or August of 2017, they puked Bitcoin like 30%, 40%? Everyone thought it was over. That thing went straight up. That was shocking. I mean, you were at the Thanksgiving dinner table with your phone with like your feet off the floor going. At Christmas too, all of it. That was insane. Eventually it was like, this is never going down ever in our lifetime. So this morning was like, people wanted to, people didn't want to like get the commuter train to work. They wanted to like step out in front of it. And I understand that. It's terrible. It's awful. Your bags, I know. People were just like, it was total despair. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm just getting on. I mean, you can't have a premium YouTube thumbnail that says, I'm buying, and then be negative. Not doing it. Not doing it. I mean, sometimes that's just what you have to say. Suncatcher Hawaii said, let's go antivirus. You know, I haven't had a really good, like solid antivirus rant in a while. And you know, all of these people who assume that people who make privacy products are bad, they need to rethink themselves. They need to rethink themselves. Machines are going to be online. They are. Why would a machine want you to know what its position was? Why would a machine want the whole world to know what it's doing? Why would it want that? Oh, you know, XYZ machine is doing something so everybody can front run the machine. No, of course not. The machine will tell you later, but while it's happening, the machine is going to want privacy. You know, this guy from Tornado Cash had to unfortunately get caught in the legal system, but I don't know, man. You know, this has happened multiple times in antivirus. Like, who did this? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? You packing it in? Really? Come on, man. You sold it below 3 million market cap. So, of course, this is the other way, right? More supply in secure hands. They attacked Monero. Didn't work. Justice Department basically said there will never be another Tornado Cash. I mean, unless you're, unless your name of your project is North Korean Mixer, you're fine. You're fine. This has a whole suite of privacy products, including the type of thing that Tornado Cash had. But it's a part of a suite of privacy products. So I keep telling people. It's like, we're not trying to do anything. They're not trying to do anything weird. They have a private way to buy gift cards, a private way to use your phone, which I just can't believe everyone in Europe is not buying right now. I just can't believe that. I mean, seriously, like if I didn't think I was going to get arrested, we should open up a little antivirus. Hey, little storefront, right? You know, I could be inside, could have like some Bitcoin decorations and some McAfee photos and some of our NFTs that they have. We just have some attractive individual standing outside and goes, hey, you guys want to talk on your phone without everyone listening in? Hey, come on in. Buy some antivirus and we'll show you how to use it. Some guy in a Telegram was like, when Moon? I think the head of the project said, when people care about privacy. That's going to happen. Because you know why? The machines are going to want it. This just came to me now. The machines are going to want it. The machines are going to want it. Like, you got to have machine A trading against machine B against machine C. Why would machine A want machine B and C to know what they're doing? They wouldn't. I mean, you can trade in legacy. This is why you use institutional desks, dark pools. You don't want everybody knowing what you're doing. One of the biggest secrets at Wall Street are, what are your clients doing? Seriously. Okay. So we had big memes. We have Jonas T, Suncatcher Hawaii. Welcome back to the member zone. Jonas T, loyalty badge member. Get you a priority on comments for $4. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. Bonk. Okay, so we're obviously going to have to get back with the GAN model because, we're not selling anything anymore. I mean, we had some stuff that we sold, and the reason we sold it is because we could buy more stuff, which we did. Okay. Okay, Bonk, right? So this is a big meme that actually does something because it's the replacement for dump.fun. Sharing screen. And of course, you know what, folks? It's all classic. It's like a jukebox at the pizzeria. You don't even know what I'm talking about. All the same songs are there. You just stick a quarter in. This is the song called Stop Everyone Out Below the 62% Retracement. You walk in, you stick your quarter in. They stop everybody out below the 62% retracement. This is bonk, right? So what do you have? What do you have? You have 1, 2, 3. And just for good measure, they were killing it this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heaving attempts through the 62% retracement. And whoop. Right when no one's looking for it and everyone's all down on Powell or whatever, they get shocked. They get caught. You know, I mean, obviously, someone pressed this lower. Yeah, this could be long liquidation. This might have been long liquidation. This is shorts pressing. You can tell, right? Like down, and then the shorts cover, and then they crush it, and they're trying to crush it again. You could feel it this morning, them trying to crush it. Now, sorry. Not happening today, bro. Nope. Not having any of this nonsense. You want to go play that? Go do NVIDIA. We're not doing that anymore. Like, people are going to learn here. They're going to get absolutely, not people, like not nice people like you. We're talking about, you know, these characters, these Wall Street, these guys. Yeah, they're not going to be doing any of this anymore. They'll never forget this by the time it's over. You know, I'm really glad to see this because Gam Model got all negative on this. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. We're going to be changing that. Like, okay, I tolerated it. It went down. But listen, people, you know, this is what's unbelievable. Pepe is leveraged ETH. This is why Arthur Hayes trades Pepe and ETH at the same time. Pepe is leveraged ETH. Normally, leveraged ETH goes before ETH. So to complete the 2025 Twilight Zone year for Ethereum, right? Like, let's take it down to 1397. But, you know, we hated it down there, but at 5,000, it's much more attractive. And Pepe, which is leveraged ETH, which should have moved first, didn't. Hasn't done anything. This leveraged ETH. This could do this. You want to know what could happen here? I'll tell you, in case you're wondering. This, you could go to a max triangle target. You could travel the max width of the triangle from the point of the breakout. No problem. I mean, yeah, the premium zone is way down here, but still. This, like, the ETH awakening has not fully sunken in yet. It hasn't. ETH DeFi is not up. The oracles just took off. People are like, oh, what's an oracle? Dude, you better start figuring out what this stuff is, right? Shirley Wotick becomes a member. Welcome. Welcome. We will be on the air with the follow-up very, very, very soon. Ariana, Crazy Banana Pants. Dude, I don't even know where to start. Gerud, welcome. Richard Barry in the house. Jonas T. Been a fan since 2017. Much respect. Wow. 2018, I was working for Charlie Shrem at a place called Crypto IQ. Man, was that place ahead of its time. Holy cow. Charlie goes, you know, there's too much BS in crypto. We need to have real research. Wow. I mean, he had a team. I mean, Ian Bellina had a team in 2020. That's now like the who's who of crypto. I mean, Charlie had a team in 2017. I mean, we had magazines, we had small coin picks, we had Bitcoin, we had, like, you know, market update style news analysis. We had a guy trading in a Discord. I mean, we had stuff going on in 2017 and 2018. It was unheard of. But of course, you know, we got wiped out by the bear market. It's wiped out. It's classic. Charlie went on to do a podcast, and Charlie needs to be pardoned. I mean, you know, I got the gray hair to prove it, people. We've been here since 2018. And I've seen some of the stuff that's going on in crypto you haven't seen because it's very legacy driven. But we definitely want to welcome all of our new members, right? We give you guys priority on requests. And dude, Sonic used to be Phantom. You know, once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away in 2021, first it was ETH, then it was Solana. This had nothing to do with memes. This all had to do with DeFi. So all the DeFi capital went from ETH to Solana, then from Solana to Avalanche, then from Avalanche to Phantom, which is now Sonic. It had nothing to do with memes. Solana went to 300 the first time. Nothing to do with memes whatsoever. Nothing. They passed a giant stablecoin bill. No one cares. None of that's going to run on Solana. Trillions of dollars coming to stablecoins. Solana just sits there. Sonic, DeFi redefined. Sonic was fast. Phantom was fast back in the day. Dude. No one is going to stop this. Data Ownership Protocol. I can tell you by the sounds of this, 4 million market cap. See, that's the whole thing. This is the other thing we keep talking about on the YouTube member podcast. It's a joke. Everyone's like, hey, let's look at this coin. Or Toby will be like, hey, look at this coin. Or look at that coin. It's like 30 million market cap. They're paying $100 million a person. It's like, hey, you know, they have a meeting. I see these photos. It's like, you know, there's like the CEO and 370-pound guys on the couch. It's like 300 million. The guy's on the couch, not the CEO. That's a whole different story. This crypto project is worth $4 million. Most crypto AI and AI DeFi projects, less than 30 million. Data Ownership Protocol. Huh. You know, Data Ownership Protocol. ZKAI. So AI with privacy. The bigger the base, the higher into space. Realize everyone's like, oh, God, eats it. 4,800. I missed everything. Bro, you haven't missed. Have you missed anything here? Have you missed anything, antivirus? Have you missed anything in this small cap universe? Nothing has happened in crypto for years. Literally. You had the orange man pump, the orange man dump. The government was going to moon my bags. They owe me something. The world owes me. No, guess what, bro? The government's going to pump your bags because they're inept. They're inept. Richard Barry says the question is, when do governments stop? I don't know if I have the context on that. When does the government like wake up? Never. It's always too late. VaderAI, is it too late? Of course not. You're never too late. You're never too early. You're right on time. Now, if Vader is on virtuals, which I see it is, dude, you cannot get in front. You cannot fade. This was like back in the day with Solana. You cannot fade anything that could get listed on Coinbase. Now, I don't know what is specifically going on with Vader, but I do know everyone just gave up. So I don't know if there's something fundamentally wrong with it. It's trading underneath 10 million. Now, you do have to get to the bottom of whatever this is about. But this happened 3 days ago in antivirus. So, you know, the answer on this is I don't know. I don't know. But I do know. Not sharing screen. Sharing the wrong screen. You can tell how excited I am because we're getting to that point in the stream where I'm like, you know. That's where the whole rally started from in Vader. Now, I'm sure you're upset because your coin is down and everything else is up. So everybody has to evaluate these things, but I would imagine anything on virtuals is going to be worth a second look. I mean, the GAN model sold a lot of stuff, not virtuals, but it did sell a lot of these products, or at least one of them. That's all going to have to be really evaluated. Like, look, people are puking stuff. They're giving up. I mean, the give up trade, again, I don't know about the fundamentals of this, right? But there are people out there still upset that their coin did not go up. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there that feel this way, right? Followed by AIXBT. Okay. So, okay, the project is changing its mission. Okay. Projects sometimes do that. That you have to reevaluate. That's a fundamental story. But DeFi, and AI, oh, dude. Oh, dude. And you know what, man? Honestly, I know it sucks, but if you did a bad trade, you just have to make a move. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want it anymore, or you don't like the direction that they're going in, or you don't feel like playing the long-term game when this is probably going to be the biggest 5 months rally in the history of crypto, then that you know, that's what you have to decide. That's why we have a buy list and a sell list. Vader wasn't on it, but we'll look at it. Okay, so Ski Mask Dog. Okay, so let's have an honest conversation about these kind of coins. So big players big players do a video about it. It goes way up. Everyone buys. It goes down. It doesn't go back up. There are bag holders. There are bag holders everywhere, not just Ski Mask Dog. Right? Now, you have to ask yourself, first of all, would this benefit if everything on Base was automatically moved up to Coinbase? Probably. Probably. Would normies think a dog with a ski mask is funny? Like, my parents are not around anymore, but my parents might look at a dog in a ski mask and think it looks like bank robber dog. Okay. That said, this is the bigger the base, the higher in the space. And the energy that propelled Ski Mask the first time hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere. So if you like dogs with ski masks, and you know that Coinbase is going to have to pull everything on Base up into Coinbase to compete with Gemini, who is IPOing with loans from Ripple, and more than likely the support of all the people at Wall Street who are going to make all kinds of money from that IPO, which would be everybody, Coinbase is going to have to pull everything up from Base. So if you haven't sold Ski Mask, if you've been suffering for all this time, leave it. I mean, Toby said it the other day. I get in trouble for repeating these things, but I don't think I think it's a reason to get into the membership, not, she's like, why are you selling stuff when it's down? Don't sell it when it's down. Wait till it goes up. Let the market go up for 3 months and then figure out whether you want to dump it for something else. We publish a sell list. We publish a buy list. Of course we have a buy list. Are you kidding me? We got everybody in at the low in XRP and Bitcoin. And we got 10 altcoins here in Patreon. We did this. This is actually for the video. We're going to do the rest of it. We're like, we gave you the first 3 hot buys quickly. And now I've got, 5 other coins to buy between now and September 6th. There's a lunar eclipse on the 7th of September. There's going to be a lot of volatility in this market. So Pengu. By the way, there's new information about Pengu that you don't know about. You want to know what the Pengu chart is? This is the Pengu chart, right? So, Pengu is capable of what? A simple 38% retracement, run the stops, come back up, same thing. Okay. This is the real Pengu chart. It probably came back today because of the market. This is the daily chart of Walmart. Okay. So everything gets real lofty and then their earnings come out and boom. Job market stinks. Grocery stores a nightmare. people heard about the tariffs, they walked away. In people's mind, the media pounded tariffs equal inflation into people's minds that even though prices didn't go up, they just walked away from everything. I did the same thing. Like, well, so much for that. I'm not buying a computer. So much for that. I never even checked. I was just like, okay, well, I guess everything's going up, so I'm not looking at it. Not doing it. That's what happened. Tariffs, of course, naturally, is the opposite. Like Powell's like, oh my God, it's going to create inflation. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. Wrong. It created demand destruction. People are like, well, I guess I can't buy that now. So they didn't. So Walmart goes down. So what's Walmart going to do with the holidays? You think this is going to change overnight? Powell's going to cut 25 basis points and everyone's going to be like, oh, I can't wait to go back to the store. No, wrong. I don't even want to know where Target is. God, dead. Never came back. Never came back. What are these retailers going to do? They're going to put Pengu plushie toys everywhere. You're going to walk into Walmart. It's going to be like Pengu everywhere. And these other retailers would be idiotic if they didn't either partner with Pengu or partner with somebody else. Like I keep waiting for like the Azuki store or something. Like every NFT between now and any NFT that's got any intelligent business development people has got to be on the phone with every retailer going, how can we get plushie toys, merch, everything in your store where people can come in who have the NFTs or they can buy a certain amount of clothes and get an NFT? I mean, am I the only guy in crypto who went to business school? This has got to happen. And if it's only in Pengu and Walmart, well, forget about it. Like Pengu is not an NFT meme coin product. It isn't. It's a toy company that everyone wants that has a digital footprint. If you start looking at it that way, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. Block. Okay, so real world assets, right? And it's going to be the same deal as everybody else, right? So it comes out, nothing outperforms forever. Mysteriously doesn't quite get to the 62% retracement and then bounces. So if you want to do a real world asset play, actually a $67 million market cap is not that expensive. I mean, this is a new coin. So if you understand what this product does, you know, it has a very, very nice disruption meets opportunity. A layer 0 powered block token on Ethereum would probably be the best reason. And it expands cross-chain. Good luck finding the coin that says, you know what, we are cross-chain native. That's probably why this thing is worth 100 million. Because if it has the cross-chain story. Now, as with all coins, you want to be careful because this is backed by Bonk, Tempo Labs, Moonlock VC, and Andromeda VC. Do you know anything about them? I don't. You best find out. Because venture capitalists love it. I mean, this is the story of venture capitalists, right? That's why everyone hates crypto, because everything gets pumped and then the venture capitalists unload it on your head. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen in Block at all. I'm just saying, you know, the DYOR of crypto has to do with the DYOR of who's behind it. Now, the other thing that you have to remember is if Block is all that, you should be able to put together why BlackRock would be interested. Because BlackRock is not building its own RWA platform. They have said they're going to partner with somebody. So the flip side of this whole VC thing is the VCs may know what BlackRock wants. And you have to figure this out. Because BlackRock is going to partner with somebody, and that is going to create a 40% move in all altcoins. When BlackRock comes into RWA, they've told you they are. They have told you this. Fartcoin is moving. How nice. So the algorithms have restarted. Fartcoin is moving. Excellent. Right? The algorithms spent, I don't know, a couple days getting everybody out. Now they're getting everyone back in again. I'm guessing that there's something else to do in the market other than Fartcoin. Fartcoin is a classic representation of the fact that, you know, not much has happened, right? They pumped this and then they kind of left it. Everyone chased it up here. We told you not to. Toby told you that. Don't do it. There's nothing wrong with this, but there are other AI plays. There's only one problem with Fartcoin is that people think this is the only AI play out there. This is created by Truth Terminal. Makes sense. The AI says, what's the funniest joke in human history? Farting. It goes back to like 10,000 BC. You know, cavemen with huge bodies and huge heads and pea brains thought farting was funny. Okay. So it's now it's now a coin. Great. What else is there? This is what you have to ask yourself. What else is there? It's the same thing with Block, right? There's Block. It's RWA. Okay. So maybe Block is $1 billion coin. Fine. If Block is $1 billion coin, what other RWA projects are going up? We discussed this actively in the YouTube member area, and it's actually elegant and simple. We'll be sure to discuss it on the next podcast. But Toby will be like, why do we have to discuss this again? We've already talked about it 5 times. Like, if Block is good, what else is good? If Block goes to $1 billion, what else is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 billion? This is what people are not getting. It's the same thing with Ski. If Ski comes back, where's Pepe? If Ski comes back, where's Bonk? Frankly, if Ski comes back, where's Doge? I mean, the guys that were after Monero think they're going to attack Doge after that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's not happening. It isn't. It absolutely isn't. Wow, I didn't know Pepe was only at 4 billion. Eagle King's got the right chart here. All of these meme coins. See, this is why with Ski, this is why you don't get out. Like, if Pepe was up and Ski was down, okay, then maybe that's a problem. But none of this stuff has moved yet. Nobody believes it. Like, ETH has always, it's so funny. ETH has been about the Ethereum ETF, right? It's been about the Ethereum ETF. Crypto is not interested. The crypto world is not interested, because if it was, Pepe would be 50% higher. People in crypto are not bullish. People in legacy are bullish on crypto, which I just can't believe. I mean, that just makes me furious. Moonpig. Can we even see what Moonpig is doing? I don't know, man. Moonpig was the future. Now you have bag holders selling the first rally, right? That's usually what happens in these things. It'll go up and then everyone sells. You know what I'm saying? The speculative juices will return. I think a lot of people may be hoping it returns in memes. It might, if it's attached to ETH, maybe. But what people don't realize is that when these coins come back, will they come back after the tech, DePIN, DeFi, cloud computing, modular blockchain, RWA, water token? Well, will they come back before that or after it? Will this be the speculative blow off top? Maybe. I think so. But of course, you know, again, SPX6900, just like Solana, brutal, nasty, choppy cup and handle. Everyone's like, oh, it's a cup and handle. Yeah, but bro, you don't realize the handles are just literally, they're unmanageable. Everyone in crypto is like, oh, it's a cup and handle. That's great. And everybody on crypto Twitter is like, oh, look, it's a cup and handle. No, man. Cup and handle by rule is very difficult. Now, it's not difficult if you're long and strong and you don't care. But I mean, Solana, for all the gymnastics, is still inside of a cup and handle. all of this chop. I mean, dude, if you just look at, and I've done this before, dude, if you look at this, down 8 days in a row, up 8 days in a row, down 5 days in a row, all up at once. I mean, this is like, they used to have this thing when I was a kid on TV, this ad, it was called the Ginsu knife. You should Google it, right? The Ginsu knife can cut through anything. It can chop celery or nails. Just a Ginsu knife. You can chop to bits in Solana, in meme coins, and everything speculative. Everything speculative. You're just getting cut to bits. Toby the Toad. Toby's like, that's not the spelling of my name, and I don't want to be a toad, but it's still cute. Okay. So as you can see, and Toby looks a little bit like Arrow, actually. And what you have is, and Arrow is the same thing. You have bag holders trying to get out, right? They're like, oh, thank God it's up. I can get out. Everyone's talking about getting out. No one's talking about getting in. In. And everyone's worried about these coins. These coins are fine. You know why? Because every time they get hit, they come straight back. Now, this I understand is a freight train. I think we took profits on this, and that may not have been a good idea. I don't know where it is exactly. Okay, this is ENA. Okay, so the profit-taking idea up here wasn't terrible, but, dude, you got to watch out for continuation and stuff like this, right? I mean, it's very clear what's happening here, frankly, because the market is moving in an impulsive fashion. 1, small 2 wave, right? 3, straight up. 4, kind of choppy. 5, emotional. Then reset. A, B, C. Okay? Whatever this is, you probably don't want to be in the way, because it's got a lot of room to move up, and it's getting press amongst the, fundamental crowd. So, like when I see this, like our GAN model is trying to do this, even it's a machine, but it's trying to tell me about reserve rights, which is like an old school ENA. I'm not advocating reserved rights over ENA, but reserve rights is, a stable coin related play, which has done what? Nothing. The only stable coin play that's done anything has been Circle, the stock 10x. We could do the market update in an elevator. Here's the market update in an elevator. Ding. Hey, did you see the Circle IPO 10x? Really? What's Circle? Oh, they make a stable coin. Oh, a stable coin. That must make a lot of money. No, it's actually just a digital dollar. Wait, you mean I buy it and it's just worth $1? I'm like, yeah. And that IPO 10x? Yeah. Wow. What's going to happen when Circle goes crazy, when, the market goes Circle crazy? Exactly. What's going to happen? Ding. Get off. That's it. A stock of a product, a stock of a company that has a product that has $1 equals 1 coin, which is going to proliferate massively, is doing better than the networks that the stable coins are going to trade on. Is there anything else to say? There's nothing else to say. There isn't. There is absolutely nothing else to say. MIRAI. We're looking at a lot of coins like this. The bigger the base, the higher into space. Metaverse. This is the second metaverse play someone has showed me. Folks, listen. AI, metaverse, all go together along with crypto. Okay, I know we got more requests, but I seriously got to go. Folks, YouTube member area, Patreon, links down below. Welcome new members. We'll see you tomorrow.